Today's Sunday, it's the 29th of May 2022, and we've come to Felanitx, and in particular we're at the Castell de Santueri. So we've had to pay a €4 entrance to the castle, which has only recently reopened, and it's a bit of a climb to get in, so a little bit of huffing and puffing. There's iron gates to go through, and we've got a little information leaflet. More steps to go up here, but amazing views. So there's a car park, and you need to come by car unless you're one of these cyclists who can go up mountains. There's a lovely breeze which is going to play. Whoa! Not just a lovely breeze, but just look at the views. The views are clearly amazing, all down to the south coast of Mallorca.
That lovely villa down there too.
It's open every day except Saturday, so if you're planning to come, don't come on a Saturday. And I'm told that as you go around you'll find these posts, and on the posts there are some QR codes, and if you scan those you can get some information. Big thick doors, big thick walls. So originally built in the 13th century, and it was remodeled, renewed, and renovated. Yeah, so they got the builders in 1348, I think it was. 1348. We're talking about 700 years ago. Quite astounding. So we've just come to the first of the towers, and we can see some places where they've got acros supporting the ramparts, and clearly a place to be careful of, so I'll put the camera in rather than me in. So the tower, which clearly has got post holes for roof supports, floor supports, and it's got slits for the archers. And just above there we can see that we've got the ramparts there. So this is a defensive castle built at the time when Jaime I was around, and when he retook the island from the Moors. It's been closed for quite some time, and it was by reading the local newspaper that I spotted that it had reopened, and so I thought we'd take the first opportunity that we could to really come down and have a look. Some steps to go down, go up there. I think we'll try down here first. There's no obvious signs to say which route to go, other than there are some ropes to keep you off the dangerous bit. So I'm going to take my time and walk very, very carefully, very gingerly. I actually missed that room there. We walked straight past that. But, what a breeze there was coming up there. That was fantastic. So yeah, lots of areas that are roped off, and then so a quick scan of the QR code tells us that this is a wood stove, so like an oven. There's actually some sign of blackening of the rocks at the back, whether that's recent or not, and then down below you can see it's actually been made with tiles. That must be more recent. I can't imagine that's the original. So there are written sources that take from 1321 And this was a bread oven that was prepared in 1542. Get your dates right. So we're going to move on, and Lisa's finding a bit of shade, even though she's got her own shade with her. And just reading about this castle, is a defensive castle built right on the top of a hill, but it occupies a large area, and the reason it's such a large area is because they designed it so that they could actually farm up here, and so the animals could be brought up here, the land could be cropped, and so we've actually got sheep up here. I'm just walking past a cave, and there's a sheep in there. Hopefully a sheep, not a goat. He's got a big thick woolly coat on, poor thing. And the sheep was sheltering in a little cave. Very sensible thing to do. Keep out of the sun. A lot of the buildings and structures that were here, warehouses were here, have all gone. It's very steep here and it's uneven, but some do remain. So here's one. So quite a big room when it was a room, and some of these would be used to store things like grain.
I don't think I'm going to go any higher.
No? I'm going to go to the top there.
You've got to come down after as well, you know.
Yeah, if you go up you've got to go down, that's the answer. That could be a bit tricky. And right next to that one there's another room here as well. But if you're going to look for the views you've got to go to the top. And Anita's going to watch the video. Hey, don't forget to subscribe then. All the time walking up, we've got these fantastic views anyway. Now the path seems to have petered out a little bit. There's some more sheep here, keep me company. So in medieval times there would have been walls all around this settlement, but I guess a lot of those now have been destroyed in the 700 intervening years. And I hope I'm nearly at the top. Up here, but not much water, so much of the plant life is dying off now due to the heat that I'm feeling. And wow, we are getting this amazing view now. So you can see what a hilly island we live on. Mountains all around us. If we get time, that's the next place we want to go. See how we go on today with the castle. Going over to the other side. You can see why now they built it here. It is very high up and easily defensible from invaders, and you've got a great view of a big chunk of coastline here, so they could look at the sea and spot any potential invader. So with the wall gone, much of the wall gone, apparently there's 300 meters of wall still here, but there's a wire fence, and I'm guessing the wire fence is really just to make sure that the sheep don't escape, and possibly to prevent goats coming in, but I'm not sure how effective that fence will be. The island does have a lot of goats. I'm just looking, there's a square tower just to my right, and the stonework is actually quite decorative. So not only did they build these places, but they wanted them to look nice as well. So we've got a sort of a herringbone pattern to it. So across the valley and up the hill on the other side, there's a monastery. It's a much bigger, much grander building than I actually expected when I was looking at it. So that would be quite an interesting place to go and have a look at. I think when I get a little bit higher up, I might get my other camera out and see if I can get some shots from up there. Lisa's going to be wondering where I am. I didn't come all this way just to sit under a bush there. She can enjoy the video later. It is obviously very, very exposed, so if you're coming here in the summer, anytime really, just make sure you've got your sun cream on. So we made sure we did that before we came out, and wearing a hat or bringing along your parasol is definitely a good idea. Last thing we want is people getting sunburnt. Leads to all sorts of problems. You can see all the plant life here is burnt away with the heat, not with flames, just with the heat. Oh, now I'm out of breath. Buenas. And now we're getting to views on the other side. We've actually got a big wall in front of us. So it's almost time for me to get my other camera out. And we're just approaching like a corner of the castle, and some more remaining walls, because they may have had windows in at some point. They've got the archery holes as well. Just walking around the edge here. This is all fenced off, and we get views back towards Mayor and onwards in towards Palma, but you can see vast amounts of the coastline here, which is obviously why it's here. I think actually to come here in July and August you'd be frying. We've actually come up from Felanitx. Sunday is market day in Felanitx, so we've just been for a walk around the market, which was lovely, much lovelier than I expected. So Sunday is a good day to come, and it's very quiet up here today. I think many families will have made their way to the beach in order to keep cool, and also many people perhaps won't even know that this is opened again. It's been closed for such a long time, and It's only in the local newspaper that I've seen that it's opened again. So I'm walking right around the edge. You can see that there's quite a big chunk of land here which would give sheep, chickens, other livestock, goats, somewhere to graze. So the idea was, if they were invaded, they would retreat to the castle. There would be accommodation here, houses here, some sort of places they could live in, and they could sustain themselves here for long periods of time. So if the place was sieged, they would have lots of food. And then obviously you've got the issue of water, but I did read somewhere that they'd got some sort of hydraulic system, which meant that they had a water supply as well. So I'm not sure how that worked. Along a very rocky path, which is probably frequented by sheep more than humans. Luckily there's some posts for me to hold on to. And the cliffs are really quite steep here, so you wouldn't want to go any closer to the edge. All the time enjoying the views. There's another hill, doesn't seem to have anything on it. There is another hill right next to us. It's dotted with hills here. But it chose the best one for the castle because it's got the biggest surface area on the top. I always find it easier going up than down. You'll be wondering where I am. Now I'm going to stray away from the posts which have been my support and down the rocky road, little by little. Sweat dripping in my eyes. Oh, yes. I think we're nearly back to where we started. I can see another tower in front and what looks like a more well-trod path. Gently does it. Another place. I'm going to have to make a 360 video of this so that you can see all around. See now that I think we're just coming above the ramparts, so hopefully be able to get a view of those. There we go, the ramparts, reminiscent of the castle that we went to when we were in Arta up in Capdepera. Slowly down we go. So just as we came in, we did see an iron staircase, and that looks where I'm going, as though I'm going to go down. Again, take it very slowly, very easily, because it's uneven and it's loose underfoot. So. always been the adventurous type. Now we're on to solid iron. Still going to take it cautiously though. There's a little bit of spring in it. It feels fairly solid. And now I'm more or less back down to where we started. All we've got to do is find out where Anita is now. Hopefully just round this corner. Past the bread oven. And there she is, sheltering under a tree. So Anita's got to watch the video now because she didn't come with me all around the castle.
I mistakenly didn't wear my trainers.
So yeah, sun cream, hat, trainers. If you're going to visit this castle, a must, and don't forget your camera because the views are spectacular. So thank you very much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye for now.
Bye.